In Oyo State, where a high court sitting in Ibadan has dismissed the suit filed by the state Deputy Governor Rauf Olaniyan against plan by the State House of Assembly to remove him from office. Justice Lajiro Akintola, who delivered the judgment in Ibadan, ruled that the matter is purely legislative and not judicial. Olaido Yewole reports on this.
On the 15th of June 2022, 23 out of 32 members of the Oyo State House of Assembly served an impeachment notice on the state Deputy Governor Rauf Olaniyan. The notice was accompanied by a petition alleging gross misconduct, abuse of office, financial recklessness, abandonment of office, and other offences against the Deputy Governor. Following this development, the Deputy Governor approached the State High Court in Ibadan to stop the impeachment process instituted against him by the lawmakers. Delivering judgment on the matter in Ibadan, the presiding judge, Justice Lajiro Akintola, ruled that the originating summon filed by the Deputy Governor is purely legislative and not judicial.
Court said that there are circumstances where it will intervene. In this situation, the circumstances have not been fulfilled, and that the notice of impeachment given substantially complies with the provisions of the Constitution. No injunction was granted in any way. The court only said we should maintain the status quo ante bellum, and that the matter as it were before we came to court.
The implication of the judgment is that the State House of Assembly has the approval to commence impeachment process against the Deputy Governor. After the judgment, Olaniyan confirmed that he will appeal the ruling through his counsel, Afolabi Fashanu. Olaido Oyewole, TVC News, Ibadan.
Still on court matters, the Federal High Court sitting in Akure has ordered substituted service in a suit seeking the nullification of the primary election that produced APC candidate for Akoko Southeast and Akoko Southwest Federal Constituency in the 2023 general election. Mr. Adigboyega Adefarati was dragged to court by one of the aspirants for the primary election, Olusegun Ategbole. Mr. Ategbole alleged that the lawful delegates were disenfranchised as the venue of the primary was moved to Akure for spurious claims. He said it brought the case before a court of law to ensure justice as a progressive Democrat. Delivering his ruling, Justice Demi Ajayi ordered that Mr. Adigboyega Adefarati be served a notice for his appearance in court in the interest of fair hearing. Justice Ajayi held that there was need to ensure speedy hearing in the matter and ordered all parties involved to show seriousness. She then adjourned the case till October the 5th and 6th, 2022 for accelerated hearing.
Adigboyega Adefarati has not been served personally. We have to come back to court to ensure that an order for substituted service is granted so that there will be no complaint that an individual was shut out at the hearing of this case. Because every individual has the right to fair hearing. And fair hearing starts by getting the process by which an action is commenced across to the party who has been sued.
I'm a progressive Democrat. I'm in the court to make sure that justice is done. We want to have a primary in a federal constituency. There was a kangaroo primary at the Dome. That is not a federal constituency. That is not part of a federal constituency. The plea is for the primary to be rerun.
We're staying with developments in Ondo State. As part of measures to tackle criminal activities at border communities, the state security agency says it has contacted neighboring Edo and Kogi states on the need to flush out terrorists. The state commander of Amotekun and special advisor to the governor on security matters, Adetunji Adeleye, disclosed this after another show of force in Ondo North Senatorial District. Ayodeji Muradeyo reports on this.
Days after the Eid al-Kabir celebration, security agencies in Ondo State embarked on another round of Operation Show of Force. This time, they took the exercise to Ondo North Senatorial District of the state. Security agencies, including the police, the civil defense, the Amotekun Corps, among others, participated in the exercise.
Agreed to cooperate with us.
The state commander of Amotekun, Adetuji Adeleye, gave reasons for continuation of the exercise even after the Salah break.
It's an exercise that will continue. It's not for now. In view of the present security threats that is all over the state, the country, if you like, and we want to assure that in line with the slogan of the Ondo State Security Network Agency is zero tolerance to crime. We are determined to the letter.
Mr. Adeleye also frowned at influx of criminals to the state from neighboring Edo and Kogi State. He said the command has reached out to security agencies in the two states for joint action.
We observed in the last few months is that these attackers operate outside Ondo State. They come into the border towns, operate, and retreat. So we've contacted the security agencies in Edo and Kogi, which are the major areas where they retreat to.
Commander also speaks on the newly signed Amotekun Amendment Law by Governor Rotimi Akeredolu.
Mr. Governor of Ondo State, Arakunrin Oluwarotimi Odunayo Akeredolu SAN, signed to law the bill for the amendment of Amotekun Corps. And this is aimed at strengthening the operational capability of the Corps. And we believe it will transcend into greater synergy.
The state government is expected to distribute operational vehicles to all the security agencies in the state as part of the effort to guarantee people's safety. Ayodeji Moradeyo, TVC News, Akure.
In outer security matters, the war against terrorism has received a boost. Now, troops of the Multinational Joint Task Force have taken delivery of a large consignment of operational equipment and logistics donated by the African Union worth billions of naira. The supplies were received by the commander of the MNJTF, Major General Abdul Khalifa Ibrahim. He handed them over to Sector 3 of the task force at 212 Parade Ground, May Malari Cantonment, Maiduguri. Jesse Tafida reports on this.
The Nigerian army has been battling the Boko Haram insurgency in the northeast for over a decade. With tenacity and consistency, the army seems to be winning the war against insurgency, with people now enjoying relative peace in some resettled communities. The army is now expected to do more with the supply of these new operational vehicles, improvised explosive detectives machines, office and camp equipment, and other logistics donated by the African Union.
The donation of this much-needed equipment was sequel to my visit to the African Union logistic base in Douala. I therefore urge the sector commander to ensure the equipment are well deployed, operationally utilized, and kept maintained and serviceable, while also spurring up the sector to continue to do more in its quest to curb the menace of terrorism within its area of responsibility.
The army received the equipment with assurances that it will end the lingering insecurity bedeviling the region.
We're getting support from all over Africa. This is from African Union. We know the European Union too are also assisting the Multinational Joint Task Force. And it's just to tell you the synergy and the understanding and the cooperation that we have on the ground here in the Northeast, Lake Chad region and the Lake Chad countries of Cameroon, Chad, and Niger. We want to assure you that we remain committed, remain focused, and this equipment will put to good use.
We understand to whom much is given, much is expected. With this array of equipment given to Sector 3 this afternoon, so we are not going to let you down. We are going to ensure this equipment are judiciously put to use, and we are going to do everything humanly possible to maintain them.
These equipment are expected to improve and enhance the combat efficiency of the task force involved in tackling terrorism through Operations Desert Sanity and Lake Sanity. Jesse Tafida, TVC News, Maiduguri.